Welcome back, everybody. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to verify the hash on a file with PowerShell. Let's start off by defining what a file hash is. Now, a file hash is essentially the fingerprint of the data contained inside of a file. The name of the file doesn't matter. You can change it. It doesn't matter. The location of where you save it doesn't matter. It's the data. And with a hash, we are able to detect a single bit change in that file. Why is this important? Well, from a security context, it is very important. Let's say you download a file from somebody's website. Now, there's always a possibility that an attacker is able to intercept that file and send their version, or maybe they contaminated the FTP server that stores the file, and now you're downloading their version. Yeah, you might get the file, but you're probably going to get a remote access Trojan. You might get some ransomware. In any case, it's going to end up being a very bad day for you. So if the website publishes the hash on the file, it's a good practice to check to make sure what you downloaded matches what they intended to give you. So let's take a look at some very basic examples of hashing to start things off with. We're going to start off by creating two files. Now the files will simply contain the strings go Navy period and then go Navy hyphen. The reason for this is that in the ASCII character codes, the period and the hyphen are just one character apart, just one number. So let's go ahead and create our text files. And now let's get the ASCII character number for a period and a hyphen, just to show you they're only one character apart. So for a period, it's ASCII number 46, and for the hyphen, it is number 45. Now, let's grab the first file here, and what we're going to do is we're going to get the file hash for this. Now, the hash is the fingerprint, and you can see, when you look carefully, this is a very cryptic number here. Now it's done in hexadecimal characters. Using whatever the default algorithm was, it's always going to produce a hash of the same length. Now let's grab the hash from the second file. Remember, we only changed just one character, and we only changed it to just one character difference in the ASCII chart. Let's see what happens. When I run this, look at the radical difference between the two hashes. That one bit change made a huge difference in the hash. That's just a basic example of how we can detect a single bit change in our files. Now let's go download a file and see how we can use this in the real world. I'm going to go to this website. Now we're about to download some software, and I can see right here it has the hashes for each individual software. So we're going to download this one right here. We're going to download this part 2, whatever this is. So I'm going to go to download their software, and we're going to make sure we only have here the part 2. Let's go ahead and download it. So what I've done here is I created a few variables. I copied this hash from the website. Here's the name of the file, and of course the location where it's downloaded to. And when I run the Get-FileHash command against that file, I can see there is the hash. Let's give this a try here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just the hash component, and I saved it in the variable called hash. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to do an equality statement to see if the hash that was provided to me and the hash I just calculated match, and they do. Now one thing we have to remember is there are different hashing algorithms out there. So let's go back to that website. Back here on the website, I can see that SHA 256-bit is the algorithm that was used. Now, if I didn't use the correct algorithm, then even if I did download the correct file, it's going to give me the wrong hash. Here I'm going to calculate the hash again. Now, luckily, when we did our previous calculation, the default hash for PowerShell 7 was SHA 256. So I am going to be changing the algorithm over to MD5, which will give us an incorrect hash. So when I run this and I do my equality check, you can see it comes back as false. You can see that the Get-FileHash commandlet does come with a couple of built-in algorithms that should match what people put out there on their websites. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Tomorrow, I'm going to answer the question, how do I install the PowerShell module for Active Directory on Windows 11?